early, Rob.
I'd like to call to order the 76th meeting of the 40th Council, October 14th, 2025. And the first order of business is a moment of reflection. Thank you. Next order of business is approval of the agenda. I have a resolution moved by Councillor Shine, second by Councillor Stimpson. Resolved that the agenda for the 76th meeting of the 40th Council be approved as presented. In favor? Carried. Next up is the disclosure of pecuniary interest and the general nature thereof. It can be declared now or any time during the meeting. Number 5 is minutes from the previous meeting. The Committee of the Whole meeting minutes from September 22nd. Moved by Councillor Shine, seconded by Councillor Stimpson. Resolved that the minutes of the Committee of the Whole meeting held September 22nd, 2025 be received and filed. In favor? Carried. Next is the meeting minutes from September 22nd. Moved by Councillor Shine, seconded by Councillor Stimpson. Resolved that the minutes of the 75th meeting of the 40th Council held September 22nd, 2025 be adopted as written. In favor? Carried. And lastly, the in-camera meeting minutes from September 22nd. Moved by Councillor Shine, seconded by Councillor Stimpson. Resolved that the minutes of the in-camera meeting held September 22nd, 2025 be adopted as written. In favor? Carried. Is there any matters arising out of these minutes anyone would like to discuss? Okay, seeing none, we will move forward to Public Works, Airport, and Waste Management. Bylaw number 34-25, Senexon Agreement Resolution. Jason, do you want to speak to that?
If I can just say a couple words before we present the agreement. As Council is aware, we have been in negotiations with Senexon Corporation. Senexon is the successful bidder for the Kalen Area Soil Remediation Project. And they've got a job that's going to be a couple of years. They're going to be up there for several years. It's a multi-million-dollar project funded by the government to clean up the area. So we have been fortunate enough to have discussions with them regarding the disposal of solid non-hazardous waste. We are looking at approximately 100,000 metric tons in phase 1 at a unit cost of $40 per ton. And they are looking to get going almost immediately once all the paperwork is signed. And we're bringing forth an agreement today for Council to entertain in regards to that 100,000 metric tons. So happy to take any questions. Otherwise, the agreement is presented as.
Sure. Any questions for Jason? Yes, Councillor Knowles.
Thank you, Mayor Ferguson. I'm just wondering, are there provisions in the contract, I assume there are, for overages over that amount at a rate that's comparable, or?
Yeah, so so there's been lots of discussions regarding quantity, and there's a lot of discussions about phase 2. So what we've agreed to is basically up to 100,000 metric tons at the $40 unit cost. For phase 2, we basically said that we would bring that back to Council and have a negotiation in good faith in regards to where we're at, how good phase 1 went. If we're able to handle that, that will be a separate discussion. So we didn't want to commit this council, or actually future council, with the election being next year, regarding phase 2. So this is kind of concentrated on phase 1.
Great, thank you. And just as a follow-up, in the contract, who's keeping track of kind of the 100,000 loads? Just in case there's any sort of discrepancy between.
Yeah, so the nice thing about this one is because it is the volume is so large and it's with the ministry, they are setting up scales on site. So there will be manifests and scale documents and that. So the tracking will be, I think, quite accurate on this one. And then we're working through a process between them and finance to make sure that we're invoicing them on a monthly basis.
Terrific, thank you.
Any more questions for Jason on this agreement? Okay. Seeing none, have a resolution, moved by Councilor Lyon, seconded by Councilor Martin. Resolve that bylaw number 34-25, being a bylaw to enter into an agreement with Senexon, to be read a first, second, and third time and finally passed. Last chance for discussion. In favor? Carried.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Next, we'll move to Community Services, award golf cart compound expansion tender resolution. Moved by Councilor Lyon, seconded by Councilor Johnson. Resolved that town council award golf cart compound extension tender to Triman Limited in the amount of $10,772 plus HST. Any discussion? In favor? Carried. Next, we'll move on to supplementary committees. First is Atikoka Public Library, Councilor Stimson.
Just go to the, well, there's a couple of good things that she's done. I can't find it now, right? Well, there we go. We went along and we changed the memberships a little bit. Fundraising, we're doing Bothwell Cheese again this fall. And they're also going to be fundraising with candles from Whitewater Premium Candles. I guess they went over pretty good last time. The library retained 3 of their summer students for this school year. We've advised for advertised for a casual library assistant. The deadline for applications was last Friday. September 12th, Friday, September 12th, a hiring committee has been formed to shortlist the interviews. Job evaluations, the CEO did evaluations of her staff, and then we had to have ours evaluations of librarian Sinclair by October 31st. I think everybody's got them in now by the last time I went into the thing there. But librarians report summer programs were a huge success with a total of 1,902 participants. Digital Book Club will resume to run monthly. Seniors programs will start October 7th at the Pioneer Center and run for 10 weeks. Mom and Me will resume October 1st at 11 o'clock. Creative Corner with the Pictograph Gallery will resume October 18th and run monthly for the winter months. Fall Family Festival is scheduled for October 20th, and I've heard that there's going to be some couple of wicked cooks there doing hot dogs again, and so you come on out for some hot dogs. Ukrainian Story Time has been planned with the museum for October 22nd at 6:30. This coincides with the Museum of Atikokan's new exhibit from October to December. Monthly children's literacy bags are scheduled to start again on the 14th. Handprint calendar appointments will begin on October 28th. The CNIB visited the library October 26th with a total of 14 people attending their session. And the CAO is looking for promotional materials with the library's new logo. These items can be used as prizes, giveaways to speakers, donations, and other groups for asking for draw items. That's just all in October, you know. Like I keep saying, the library's more than just books. So I'd like to see, you know, it'd be nice to see a whole bunch of people show up for that, especially on the 20th. Hope for it's good weather, and that's it.
Thank you. Any questions for Councilor Stimson? Great. Thanks, Brian. Yes, they did. They do a great job all through the summer. There's lots of activities, and they carry on through through the entire year.
And they do tie in a lot with the museum and stuff they do, so, which brings up, I don't know if there's a museum report today?
Yep, that's up next. Museum of Atikokan, Councillor Shine.
Cut your grass then.
Thank you, Mayor Ferguson. You have the report before you. One item that needs to be corrected is under the budget. When we reviewed the minutes that came forward, we didn't ask that the budget for 2026 for Canada Day be reduced. We wanted it to be aware that potentially the grants could be reduced, and to be aware, because she's working on the budget for November, that we may have to increase the budget, not reduce the budget. So that's going to be corrected. She's had a very busy summer. She gave us a wonderful report. One thing is, if you get an opportunity, she has been redeveloping the front entranceway. It doesn't look quite so crowded. Go take a look at the Ukrainian display. It's really quite amazing to look at. The canoe has been freshly painted. She's been keeping her staff busy, and she's doing an excellent job. If anybody has any ideas for what could be displays or topics that she could develop, send them through to either myself or Sarah, because we're trying to give her some new ideas for developing for her museum. Are there any questions?
A question for Patty. In regards to the Atikokan Progress being online, is that going to be kept up to date moving forward, or is that only a certain period of time?
That's only going to be from 1950 to 2006, so it's going to.
To 06?
Yep.
Thank you.
15th, right?
Yes, Councillor Shine.
Don't forget the opening on October the 15th as well.
The opening,
The Ukrainian.
oh, okay, thank you.
I got one question. There's something there about the Graham Harris books. I'm just wondering, can you explain what are the Graham Harris books? What are they?
The Graham Harris books was a project taken on by former curator Lois Fenton, and there's 3 books. So there's the poetry, the reflections, and then a combined version that Graham Harris was a man from Sapawi who wrote articles in the Atikokan Progress, and Lois combined them all together to form these 3 books.
Okay, thank you.
Please feel to drop by and buy one. We have them. They're a good read.
Thank you. Any more questions? Anybody? Okay. Seeing none, we'll move to Atikokan General Hospital Board. Councillor Knowles, minutes from May 28th.
Thank you very much, Mayor Ferguson. Attached are the minutes. If you have any questions, I will keep it short. We're not selling anything at the hospital. But other than hope and good prosper for the future. So the hospital's in a very strong position. The board meets monthly. It's an excellent board, and they're currently looking for new members. So if you know anyone who may be interested, please feel free to reach out to me, myself, or the hospital CEO. Otherwise, I'm happy to take any questions from this report in May.
Yes, Councillor Stimson.
It's more of a comment. I see in the one line here about Fairfield, holy man, supporting offering chemotherapy services here. I know we have, there's certain reasons right now we can't, but I think the whole town should get on a bandwagon and see if there's something that the people can do, whether it be by donations or whatever, to get chemotherapy, to be able to be delivered here. I think we need a hood, and there's it's a thing for a lot of the nurses don't want to be the ones delivering it, because there's a lot of what do you call it? What is that? You know, there's a lot with the mixing. There's a lot of you have to do it exactly, or you could cause problems. But it just seems so sad to see people having to travel when it's 40 below down to Thunder Bay to get their chemo, and when it's something that at one time we used to do here. But I've been pushing that on the PFAC committee, but Beth, what's her name, Jennifer, she keeps telling me the same things all the time, so, but if we could get money, it'd be good.
Thank you, Counselor. Any other questions, comments? Okay. Moving forward, we will go to District of Rainy River Services Board. Mayor Ferguson from September 18th. There's the highlights from the meeting. The highlight really was the Assistant Deputy Minister and the Deputy Regional Director were at our meeting on the 18th, and they were really open. They were touring Northern Ontario, and they were looking for any input to bring back. So some of the things that we brought up was funding is urgently needed to support vulnerable populations, improve community safety, and reduce justice system cycling. That's something that we discussed, where it's the kind of the catch and release by the police, where the a lot of the costs, a lot of the problems are from same people being out on bail and being arrested, and those costs are directly billed to the community. Municipals facing rising policing costs, shrinking tax bases, and increasing social needs. Lack of health care drives up social costs. Prevention should be prioritized for lower long-term costs, including police and corrections and probation. And district social services administration boards are essential partners, serving many of the same clients as probation and parole. CAO Gillies report, keep looking at housing and looking for housing and supports, affordable housing or geared to income housing. Workforce development, continue on the shortage of registered ECEs and paramedics. Keep working towards that. We have an increase in both, but there's still a lot of vacancies there. And we do have, for our daycare in Atikokan, we do have more $22 a day spots, but we don't have enough ECEs to provide the service. So we are really leaving money on the table because we don't have enough registered ECEs to use the whole program. And one of the good things for Atikokan is the board awarded a contract to elevator company to complete the necessary work at Fotheringham Court, Rose Manor, and Heritage House. So the elevator will be brought up to higher standards. And the rest you can read. Is there any questions on the DSAB board? Yes, Councillor Shine.
Thank you, Mayor Ferguson. So when you're talking about the $22 spots, if you don't use that money, will they lose it? And they won't be in their next budget, or?
Well, they're not given it. They are, the money is basically, yes, given back to the province because our daycare spots are full and because we don't have enough ECEs. I don't know what the ratio is, if it's 3-to-1, 4-to-1, but you can only have so many kids with so many ECEs. It's something it's a problem across the whole province. There are these spots available. When I was at the NOSDA conference, they clarified it that the province isn't funding all daycare. They're funding a percentage, 37% of the children under school age for $22 a day. But one of the issues a lot of communities are having is because they don't have enough ECEs. And another thing that I kind of skipped over here is with the paramedics, they're talking about moving the paramedic program from 2 years to 3 years. And that's going to cause a 1-year cohort that doesn't come out of paramedic school, which will increase even more shortage of paramedics. So We are petitioning against moving it to a 3-year course, just for that same issue that it's gonna cause everybody to be short, and everybody is short of paramedics across the province. It's kind of stealing from Peter to pay Paul with paramedics, because it's really a bidding war, and they're looking, paramedics have a lot of opportunities to choose from.
Thank you.
Anything else from anybody? Oh, great. And last resolution, moved by Councillor Martin, seconded by Councillor Lyons. Resolved that this meeting do now adjourn. In favor? Carried. Thank you, everyone.